里吗？
I do what they pay me to do. That's it.
应该是家。都是啊，全是啊。
That stench. 全是师匠级的，别怀疑。可能是从
I
可能是
stopped
从
the
肚子
larder
拉出
of
来
the
的。
Duchessa herself.
那不能消化嘛，对不对？
Why, you?
就像你吃金针菇跟玉米的时候，你就会直接把它们拉出来。
Ah!
我相信宝应该也是不，我相信那些黄金绿宝石应该是不太好消化。
Ah! Seek shelter, ladies.
Oh!
The Duchess Hall? Not do without any use.
你要我再演示一次给你看吗？没啊，这边干这边那个太好。
Not even a draft horse will
Can you
talk
fathom
that
it?
stuff.
Vermentino and Coronata reconciled?
向日葵草地中的反抗。这里
Such are the times, my good fella.
向日葵啊，这里
Nothing to see here. Move along.
都是钱币。
Oh.
They fought like two cats in a bag, and now they're to run Belga together.
Ah! Vermentino and Coronata reconciled?
我身上装备已经全部都是师匠级的，不要怀疑，就是这样。
Slower.
过不去。看，你新墙壁啊！操！小啊！你看，
over.
应该是我玩太多了。 哇！昆恩强化。好吧，这里好。不，大概这样，加80%，感觉好多。这也不是被动啊。好，先这样。好像没了欸。好，先截一点点主线，拿到家再说。
Go, go. Damn, something's seriously wrong here.
不关我的事，不关我的事，不关我的事。
Ooh. Ow.
应该不会这么难的啦，应该啦，拜托啦，不要那么难。
Come on, Roach.
Even a horse drops into right.
Whoa there, Roach. Damn it. The killer must still be here. In the cellar. Gotta be. River Muck carried the body in his cart.
你他妈
Claw wounds from 5 separate claws, spread of a small human hand. Killed with a single blow. Woman from the inn was wearing this coat.
真的耶，该不是 Jennifer 吧？
Busted ribs, blood from the ears. Took a solid hit. Massacred by a vampire. Not an Ekimara though, or a Fletter. Bruxa, gotta be. Throat torn open.
好的，准备这个就是为了这一刻，来一刻。
And like Jaws,
没事
man-like, except for long fangs. Fell down the stairs, broke his neck.
刚才有听到声音。
Hurled against the wall with great force. Used this to batter down the grate.
Who are you? Oh.
You. Saw you at the inn.
原来不是叶那个。
I know what you are. Don't know why you killed these people, though. Clearly wasn't for their blood.
有啊，其实我有，但是我没做。这个我不行，太脏了，洗干净应该可以。
We don't have to fight.
You are wrong.
I cannot let you leave.
他怎么变成？哎呦喂！ 死掉了。
Killed all these men to get to the body. What's she doing at the table, though?
啊，那题第二吗？这样是对的吗？好的。没想到会变这么强。
Stinks.
死掉了。
Waterlogged. Both hands amputated.
好强哦。
Laid in water for some time. It's... Something in the throat. A pouch, bulging with coins. Nilfgaardian florins, from several different provinces. If the murderer did this, means we're dealing with a sentient... Body was chopped up, blows struck with great force, but bones sliced through. Creature that killed him had long claws, sharp as a witcher's blade. No Bruxa did this. Third hand. A spare? Except it's clearly not the victim's. How's this possible? Still warm. Several monster species can regenerate. Never heard of that happening to their severed limbs, though. Or of their limbs seeming completely alive after so much time. Examine the tissue more closely later.
断手。
So, murderer was clearly a monster. But then why'd the Bruxa come here for the severed hand? Now, pouch shoved down the vic. Lots of questions, no answers so far. Need to know.
好值得哦，好快，怎么打那么快？而且我只用昆仑而已。不是啊，感觉不是用法术打死他的，莫名其妙。没东西可抽。 干，我钱花那么多，不是花假的，操！这边竟然没东西耶，太让我意外了。没那么多。这是大颗的啊，我没有那么多啊。好像可以做等一下，我记得好像可以用炼金做，因为我好久没有做了。蓝色图片又发母。对，我有一堆，对不起，我错了。这样好厉害哦！感觉这边不能换，就这样吧。对哦。真的太神啦！等一下随便打啦，一个你烧一下全部死掉。因为我调难度啦。
Need to speak to the Duchess.
All right, you scamps.
But the Palmerine, what about...
A tale's for another time. But take a good look at the man who stands before you.
Master Richard is...
Not always. Could go either way. Sometimes virtue wins, sometimes villainy gets the upper hand. Still worth being good.
That's why. If it doesn't mean you'll win.
Palmerin's story. Think back. A decent man attracts other good... And who would you rather have for a friend?
A man of virtue?
I must agree. Now, that will do for questions. Go. Her Enlightened Highness has doubtless arrived at the tourney grounds to watch the battle in Yep.
Lead the way. Who's fighting? Nilfgaardian gladiators?
Close, but not quite.
Someone's gonna fight a Shaelmar with only some bells on its tail to confuse it, slow it down?
Whatever is the problem? The beast is a gift from the Emperor, no less.
This is dangerous.
I saw a spectacle of the sort at the arena in Nuremberg. There, a knight defeated a Shelmar with belt.
Might have gotten lucky. Shelmar might have been lame. Who knows? Only a Witcher has... Besides which, releasing a monster... Who's going to fight?
Guillaume, the young...
Yeah. Mentioned he'd promised his heart.
Great love, demand.
Let's go.
I dedicate my imminent victory to fair Lady Vivian.
我只觉得他会死，一直把自己做死。
It's begun. The fight shall have to end first.
等一下，跳太多了。虽然我知道他会跳下去，但是我没想到我一略过他跳下去了。跳太多了啊！对不起啊，我不该手贱的。等一下，等一下。好啦，对不起啦，我不手贱了。对不起，我不手贱。我真的没想到。用了啦，讨厌欸。少一个。5%、10%、几%、7%啊？为什么这比较好啊？莫名其妙。哦。我知道还原魔药要买啊。还原魔药很多地方都有在卖，还行啊。
Slower.
Let's go.
Come on now.
啊，
Faster. Giddy up.
难道加入关台？
Need to
从虚
speak to
空
the
中
Duchess.
现身。
What's the
A tale's for another.
Master Richard?
Not always. Still, we're
But why?
Palmerin's story. Think back. And who would you
A man of the...
I must agree. Now, that would... Her Knight and Highness has doubtless arrived at the tourney grounds to watch the battle in Yeri.
lead the way? Who's fighting?
Close, but not quite.
Someone's gonna fight a Shaelmar?
Whatever.
This is dangerous.
I saw a spectacle of this sort.
Might have got sides, which... Let's go.
Ah, 不手电，不手电，我那看完，为什么我给我推下去？
I dedicate my imminent victory to fair Lady Vivian.
It's begun. The fight shall have to end first. We must wait.
啊，他妈生气，看起来蛮可爱的。
Got a bad feeling about this.
完了。 掉了，
Damn it. We have to help him.
还要犹豫哦。
Gotta keep it down.
Alas, her knight! In one mighty bound, it strikes to the beast, its spells confound! Now, this flame, thus the witch's life went snub. All our hopes, alas, had turned to dust. The ocean and set fire to the wood, but nothing in this struggle has come to any good.
Shit.
太小啦。
The beast has been weighed by the gods. Soon the witcher shall triumph against all odds. of Bella and Vega. The wits of witches in the time was true. Then 12 gods against one. Struck the monster like true.
别写，别写，别写，别
Fire
写，好
struck
嘞。
deep by the Shellmaster's claws. So the witches had perished with cavernous maws.
感觉到了。
So the witcher wooed the Shellmaster and its foul heart turned.
用力量就可以把他杀死。可他其实
The
蛮可爱的。
Selma lies defeated by Geralt of Rivia.
Master Geralt, do what you must. Finish the deed!
Monster's no threat. No need to kill it.
A victor may always show mercy. It is his right. Long live Geralt the Merciful! Pikeman, see to the beast.
他怎么处理啊？
Guillaume,
The lad came damned close to dying.
I'm fine. Not hurt at all. Vivian?
Smile as befits a hero and keep silent. Speech clearly pains you. She approaches.
他应该是去找 Geralt 的。
Geralt. We must talk. Vivian.
You shall talk later, in the medic's tent.
Geralt, magnificent, breathtaking.
Your Grace.
We knew that to summon you was a brilliant idea. We are delighted, ravished to have struck upon it.
And I'm truly honored.
See to our young hero. Hop, hop. For we must make off with Geralt. We should talk. We had been long awaiting your arrival. Had nearly lost hope. Then suddenly, that entrance, so spectacular.
Spectacular.
Your Grace.
Shelma.
Nonsense. In Toussaint, knights have battled beasts for mere glory since time immemorial. True.
What about the crowd? say that...
Geralt, though we value your fortuitous intervention in the arena, we would remind...
Your Grace.
Naturally. We shall need Damien. He let the investigation pending.
我不知道我烧可以烧到哪，烧到什么时候哎？我现在41等。
Tell us, have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Yes. I mean, no. Yes. But solely to tell him we regret. Yes, deeply regret rescinding the death sentence we so justly handed down upon him. If we could turn back time, we would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn, hanged, and quartered.
这女王个性还蛮火爆的。
Ah, the very man we would entrust with these tasks. Damien de la Tour, captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace. Witcher.
Greetings. Sorry to have to tell you, but the guardsman handling the last victim's body...
I know already.
No. A Bruxa, a kind of vampire. Not the beast, but...
You know this how?
Through careful analysis of the evidence, both on the riverbed...
Do you mean to insinuate the investigation thus far has been sloppy?
Geralt insinuates not...
I examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something. Need to analyze it. A quiet. Also like to hear all you know about the previous victims. Take it Sir de la Tour is my man for that.
Firstly, call me Damien, please. Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here. I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always. And we've enough trouble as it is. Yet we are capable of defeating the beast on our own, without an outsider's help. I've no doubt about it.
Damien, we settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively. Since you have broached it nonetheless, let us discuss Geralt's pay. Are the legends true? Do Witchers usually demand that which you find at home, yet did not expect?
在家找到，但是想都想不到的东西。什么东西啊？什么东西？
Not quite, Your Grace. Law of surprise? It's something we invoke at times, but rarely. Usually we just take gold.
Disappointing. This law sounds rather romantic. On the other hand, on returning to the palace, we would likely find impatient petitioners or a set of sample fabrics for a new dress. Poor rewards, both. I fear you'd not have much use for any of the surprises we are likely to come upon. Thus, we've decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard, Corvo Bianco, and a sum of coin. You will doubtless consider this adequate. Title to the vineyard shall be given to you at once. Surely you'll need lodgings while you hunt. The coin, however, will be yours only once you have slain the beast.
Lovely, generous gesture, Your Grace. Corvo Bianco. Isn't it the Duchy's temporary morgue?
Is it now? The Chancellery's bungled things again, we fear. Not to be left unsupervised for one instant. Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present minimal problems to a Witcher. What's more, nothing enhances a wine's reputation better than a grim legend.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract, of course. But as I said before, I'll need some information. How'd it start?
Crespi was the first to die. He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories.
Crespi was not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all court ceremonies. We did not grant.
How'd he die?
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly one of his fellow feastgoers noticed he was missing. He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not a weapon. Blows of great force.
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So it seems.
Second murder. Tell me what you know.
In the city there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures there. With the first murder, terror gripped the city. Its inhabitants grew wary, kept to safe areas. Consequently, news of the second victim came to us from a group of concerned cut-purses.
Criminals fear the beast? Telling in a way. Take it you've excluded the
Do you believe me an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac. The wound...
His body was found in the gutter, dressed in nightshirt and cap, a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac, a knight who but a dozen years past was an advisor to our father, the Duke.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous.
It's not out of the question. Dulac had shady dealings with the criminal underworld.
So, first two...
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont to claim that in modern times, knights face new...
He made a veritable fortune in the grain trade. Palmerin even nicknamed...
Found a coin pouch on his body. Contained florins dating from...
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for numismatics.
Lots of similarities between the victims. All the bodies were found in strange places.
These were honorable men. We are horrified by the disdain, the disrespect with which they were treated. These were knights of Toussaint. Blast it.
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model of virtue. Ever considered...
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty to the 5 chivalric virtues. And even if the...
Knights of Toussaint swear fealty to what virtues exactly?
Honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
5 virtues.
Strange question.
Your Grace, forgive me. I'm a foreigner trying to understand another land's customs.
You are forgiven. According to legend, the virtues we cultivate were bestowed upon us by the Lady of the Lake. How we truly came to espouse them, none remember. In Toussaint, we believe men of low birth should be simple-hearted and obedient. We expect much more, however, of our knights. They are to be soldiers and courtiers, lords and servants. Thus, the need for clear moral guidance. At the time of his dubbing, a knight vows to demonstrate.
Beast seems to be pointing up moral decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated.
Honor compromised by the pillory. Wisdom by ridicule. Generosity by a coin pouch shoved down a throat. It seems to fit, true, though not perfectly.
Can't discount the theory if it's on the lips of everyone in town. Say our reasoning's right. Next murder will be just as showy and denounce the victim's lack of the 4th virtue, valor. We can also assume that victim will be an elder knight.
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either at the tourney grounds or in the palace.
Milton mentioned something. Seemed excited to prance around in a bunny costume. Not sure why. Hang on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice of rabbits.
Could it be that simple? Is Milton de Peyrac-Peyren the next victim?
Milton also knew Delacroix. Told me so down by the river.
Damien! To miss something so obvious. De Peyrac-Peyren, Crespi, Delacroix, and Delac formed a knightly team. It was years ago, but...
They were a team? Unlikely to be a coincidence. Beast must know it too. It's a lead, I'm sure. They were a team?
They were close friends, tightly knit, and as such, earned the trust of our father, the Duke. We often...
Unlikely to be a coincidence. Your Grace.
Rather problematic. You see, the garden entertainments are due to start, and he's disguised as the hare, hiding...
We must call off the game.
First and foremost, we must remain calm. Damien, order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt their And you,
感
Witcher,
觉不是
follow
吸
me.
血鬼。
My gardens, my night, I shall take the fall. A murder is out of the question. I will not allow it. Not near my palace. Horses? Ready our horses! Your Grace!
哇，这女王真的个性很火爆哎。
What the hell? Why, I should... Your Highness,
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled.
哦，原来是可以拖的，他们真聪明。
Hey! That is silk! Be careful! Give it to me!
看来他的身边的人都知道他是个很火爆的人，所以就帮他改了一下他的衣服。蛮有道理的。
Your Grace seems right at home in the saddle.
Wind.
我赢过他吗？
Clear the path! Clear the way, I said!
看他好快哦！
It's here! Just round the corner!
Hurry.
We must go to where the game is being held. The participants must find a unicorn's horn, a golden fish, and a phoenix
行
egg.
啊，
With these in hand, they can deduce where the hare, Milton, hides.
Mean we need to find those things too.
We've no other option, but time is of the essence, so we shall have to break the rules.
哎，在下面。
On second thought, through here.
那头发跟他的衣服，跟他的衣着不太配啊。
I shall show you where the hunt plays out. Then we will split up. You will get hold of the unicorn horn and the golden fish, while I nab the phoenix egg. That will be quickest.
Golden fish.
Please, Captain. Look there, towards the water. See the lights? The hunters are trying to hook the fish from boats. You must simply dive in and find it.
The unicorn. How do I catch?
It's terribly skittish, true, but I'm sure you will find a way to earn its trust.
真的有 unicorn 吗
Turns round, over there, look. The golden fish and the horn both contain things or clues that will help us find Milton. Once you have fish and horn, find me among the other phoenix egg hunters. All clear? Then let...
哦，好的。我不敢跳，有点高。
Fiorano of the 1290 vintage. I do encourage you to try.
有点想跳。
If one were to call a state courageous
Ah!
or coward, what other part of the state would one have in mind?
有人说在这里。
But this is no true unicorn.
Oh!
哦，独角兽。
Perhaps an apple will work.
We would not be in this predicament, dear sister.
Do you really wish to have this conversation?
Hush, or you'll spook the beast.
Hey, folks, can I...
Who's that?
给肉的不比啊。那你直接养着就好，没关系。不对，是雅珍吗？雅克西。821，好像小。
Damn it.
为什么不能直接雅克西啊？孔雀。
Roach won't eat bread
I
either,
know.
except if it's stale.
But it's so beautiful, all the same. Come, gentlemen.
Perhaps we should try to cook the golden
Unicorns, rainbows, little girls, sweets maybe.
How dare he? Scandalous!
Cold game's not likely to tempt a unicorn. Almost had it.
靠北，我要不要再慢慢走过去吧？
Damn, doesn't have a sweet tooth. Crispy apple. Should like that like any other damn horse. Damn it.
Right. Right.
An apple. Yum yum. Easy.
红色的。
Gardens are huge. Be better off on horseback. Hey, move it. Golden fish should be easy to spot once I'm under.
Do you think I don't know that?
金鱼。
The light, it's positively just...
Never thought I'd live in times like these.
What the blazes?
Did someone just dive in the water? Perhaps that's the way to do it.
Sure, if you're a peasant.
Hey, wait. Stop. It's important.
King Cormorant, sire, accept this offering we bring. Prithee cast upon us your merciful eye, and bear before us its secrets.
As the moon is heavenly coursed of trace, in my domain I await that moment of grace, when a soul of good or ill repute brings me a gift, fitting tribute.
A key.
Oh, why? Botched wretch!
He's ruined the game!
Disgraceful!
Wanna go fish in the channel?
The light, it's positively
That's all right.
useless. She can't possibly see.
Come on.
我真小啊！我去，吓死我！好像是什么东西啊？
Take it easy.
If you please, Your Grace.
We do not please. We act out of the highest necessity, or shall be explained later.
But it's against the rules.
I am the rules.
没，这是意外。
Geralt! At last.
Got a key and a clue.
And I've another. Show me yours. Who wrote this drivel? I begin like a groan, hollowed out with ease, then end like a mouse, with a head of hard cheese.
隐藏的地方没草也没蟹，反正落点水水质不是虫。头上顶了个宝藏。 水质不是虫。
Groans.
Now that's just silly. Look, if we take Rome, hollow it out and...
Pretty clever.
There are several greenhouses in the gardens, but only one with a door that locks.
Greenhouse it is then. Wait here.
我总觉得他比较不想当女王，反而比较想当骑士。哇！哎！
What the butch?
What was that?
吸血鬼！我没看过 Geralt 这么厉害过哎。
I'm here.
高铁
This
这些
belonged to you, maybe?
It did, but you may keep it. I've a new one. I do not know you. I've done you no harm. Yet first you butchered a Bruxer who was dear to me. Now you pursue me. Why?
You've killed 4 innocent people, at least.
And you? How many innocents have you cut down?
真的。无辜百姓。
I don't kill innocents. Murderers, though, you bet.
I'll soon be done. I've but one left. And you, should you not stand down.
And once you're done, intend to leave? Go kill somewhere else?
No. I intend to live. Happily ever after.
Let you kill again.
You were to stay where you were. Regenerate!
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
I'll help myself!
No, he's my friend.
心脏。这是 Dandelion 讲的那个他们的好朋友吗？
Yes, Geralt, it's me.
Regis? You alright?
All is well. All's in order. Wounds such as these heal on vampires in moments. But we've not seen one another in ages, my friend.
Wow.
At least in human terms, that is.
How's this even possible? Last I saw you...
I was a bubbling, shapeless smear, having been rather spectacularly melted into a column of a certain castle. In somewhat better shape now, as you can see. Hardly peak form, mind you, but were I human, folk would think me a demigod, I dare say.
I'm sorry. What happened? It was my fault. Never got a chance to apologize.
No need, Geralt. Bygones.
不要这样子，我已经花了很多代价了。
Twisted my arm.
Miraculous regeneration. How do you manage it?
I had help. From the one you hunt.
Him? How? And what have you been doing all these years?
Not the time nor place for such stories. I suspect we'll get a chance to speak at ease and at length later. Now, however, we must deal with the reason that brought us both here.
我先把师降级的装备全部凑齐，才来打主线的。所以你看我烧那么快，是有原因的，不要太羡慕。
Local serial killer seems to obey you. Maybe you could talk him out of it, convince him to stop murdering.
Why do you think I've come? It shall not be easy, as Dettlaff can be rather stubborn, though you must certainly recall that neither do I surrender readily.
So that's his name. He's your friend?
You might call it that. Though Dettlaff is... how would you humans put it? More bestial than I am. But not to worry. I'm working on him.
Haven't exactly done a great job with that. He's killed one knight since I got here, at least 3 others before I arrived.
For good reason, I'm sure. Understand, Dettlaff is not some decadent shit who kills for sport, or to assuage a dryness of throat or a dullness of mood.
Seem pretty damn sure of that.
I am, because I know him very well. Despite appearances to the contrary, you two are quite alike. You've both noble hearts, yet you both are wont to perform ignoble deeds. When circumstances force you to, of course. Remember the year 964?
That was 3 centuries ago.
Blind fear gripped Rivia, Lyria, and Spala. Women and children were dying. Their mutilated, dismembered corpses littered the fields.
Brute of Lyria. Read about it. Chewed up almost 200, then fell to a common poacher supposedly armed with a dagger blessed by some prophet.
It fell to Dettlaff, who then found a poacher asleep in the brush near his snares and dropped the fiend's corpse at his feet. And thus, a legend was born.
Vampires rarely help humans.
You err. He slew it for one reason alone. The monster killed a lad who once in the street had offered Dettlaff an apple, expecting nothing in return.
Wow.
Terribly noble of him.
You do not have a monopoly on altruism, my friend. Vilgefortz melted my body. Dettlaff found what was left. As per our codex, he had a choice. To leave me where I was, or to care for me and nurture my remains. He chose the latter. Regenerated me at no small expense in his own blood. Do you know what that means to a vampire? The gravity of the endeavor?
Probably same thing it means to a human. You owe him your life.
Much more than that. The act itself made us blood brethren. A bond so strong humans cannot even imagine. Which is why I know something ill is afoot.
Always had an overdeveloped sense of empathy.
Each vampire has a unique talent. One they hone over centuries. It's precisely what renders us so difficult to classify. Dettlaff's trump card is his herd instinct, his tribal propensity. In point of fact, he prefers the company of lesser vampires and shuns that of humans. If he walks among you, killing egregiously, it can only mean something's upset him, immensely.
Anything specific?
How should I say this? Dettlaff doesn't understand men, their world, its rules, its conventions.
Suggesting he's maladjusted, inventing his rage.
I'm suggesting maladjustment can at times breed conflict. But is it the case this time? I cannot say, but intend to find out.
Gotta find him.
Well, we share a cause then, just like the old days.
Not entirely. I mean, when I find him, you know.
I know you've a contract on his head. Yet your true task is to stop the beast killing, not necessarily to kill the beast, am I right?
All in all, sure.
Let us find him. By the time we do, I hope I'll have convinced you Dettlaff is no monster.
Fine, all right already. But for now, evidence is stacking up against him.
Hear that?
The posse. Knights must have tracked me here.
I prefer they not find me here. I've makeshift quarters at Mère Lachaise Long Cemetery. We'll meet there.
See you.
公墓，所以我去的时候已经看过他了。
Witcher, we flew here as fast as our courses would carry us. Yet I fear we're late all the same. Pray, where is the beast?
Still investigating. About to inspect this site. Withdraw your men before they trample all over the evidence.
Sirs, we must let the Witcher do his work. Milton's murder cannot go unavenged.
Oh. 愚人之龙。 我家在哪里？我家呢？公国财政官。我突然想到要去银行要拿我的钱。我家在哪里啊？我家在所有权状。白鸭葡萄园。白鸭葡萄园在哪里啊？白鸭葡萄园，白鸭葡萄园啊，在哪里啊？葡萄园，葡萄园，葡萄园，葡萄园，这里啊，真的耶。
The guard brings peace to our domains. Flout its writ and rot in chains.
Geralt 的家。
啊！
葡萄园。看一下老家，保安官台。
哦。
哦，白鸭庄园。
That's it, Roach.
好大。哦，这里有靠背。
Welcome home, sir. I am Barnabas Basil Fawlty, by order of the Duchess. I previously served with distinction at the Nibley family manor and in Nazet.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize.
Great. Can all... Vineyard comes across as a...
Baron Rossell, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron in...
He was actually a head.
No, not him, but his great-great-great-great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cutpurse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me.
为什么这边会断啊？奇怪。
Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a major domo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of major domos. My father was a major domo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great-aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great-aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going, and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to major domo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path.
Great-aunt.
The servants' quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasure.
Nice of her.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it's worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays. Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially
高自由度的游戏一直都是让玩家很满意的一个理由之一啊。像是那个
Down below lies your vineyard, where we grow a strain of Carfaner, one of the world's oldest.
这个叫调那个埃及，也是高自由度啊，所以才会这么红。可是我看了下来，我看别人实况玩了，我自己没有玩。我自己看下来，我就觉得它跟53好像，我有点失去 Assassin's Creed 的那种感觉。就 Assassin's Creed 的起源记起来。
Yes, though it ran dry long ago. During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartburn and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda.
我以为很快，没想到这么久。不是来看个家，放个东西，然后我就要睡了。
Monsieur Bolius, his wife Nina, kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation.
我为了凑我身上的装备，我已经全部花上去了。我也是先破啊，十字星我已经破完了。
Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
哇！不能说愤啊，它是不完整，就真的只是给你玩一下而已。这个血与酒真的很完整。
A witcher. We could use one around here, full time.
This served as an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
开关我知道啊，开关没有很难找啊。我们这个真子族是很狂热的故事三粉丝。
The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which...
那我应该不知道是哪
While fighting the Bruxa.
那我应该还没捡到。
Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
And what do you get for all that work? A cook in Quebec, but so on in years.
给了。
As you can see, the facade is, how to put it, slightly stained. But one cannot deny it a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
还没结束。
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, you shall find the guest room, currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative... With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. If... Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service on the matter.
Think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling. Mention the place.
Almost decidedly.
That's all for...
时间呢？我被困了，太久了。好了，先到这边，感谢你们今天收看，还有感谢各位追随，谢谢啦，关台了，再见。